Let me try again. Okay, maybe that worked. Good morning, pregame crew. How are you? It's Friday, March 3rd, 2023, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. You're at the pregame show, and it's Friday. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Ponzi Zombie Killer, I thought you would laugh at my joke. You said, hey now, and I was singing Smash Mouth. You're a rock star. Get your game on. Go play. Friday, fun. We will get started officially in 7 minutes. However, prior to getting started with indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, I'm going to take a few chart requests and say hello to my friends. Hi, Night Truck, Keith, Greg, Lori, Nugget, Topher, Mighty Pawns, Carlos, John, Alnick, Ponzi, hey Tess, Honey Badger, Sam, bonjour Roger, I hope you have a good weekend too. Hey Casey, Griffin B, Derek, hey Basque, Robert, Mary, hey Mal, ER, Robert, Adam, hey Carlos JF, BTSLER Goat. Oh, that's cool, Goat. Are you the real Goat? Hey, Johnny, Rachel, Greg, Popa. All right, let's go do some chart requests. Is Tesla still head and shoulders valid? Yes, it is. Absolutely, and it broke the neckline, but that look below and reverse is bullish. Does that make sense? So when what should happen doesn't happen, that gives you a lot of information as to who's in control. Let me say that again. When what should happen doesn't happen, it gives you a ton of information. And what should happen when you break a neckline of a head and shoulders is you should get follow through. Here, you broke that neckline of 187.61. Well, we looked below 186.01 and we did not have continuation. And the bulls reversed it, and that says zoom out to higher time frames, potential weekly bull flag. I see this a ton. I call it the faux, F-A-U-X, head and shoulders. And we see real head and shoulders that actually develop into big bearish plays. But when the head and shoulders breaks bear and then it has a reversal, then look for a bull flag on a higher time frame. We see it a lot. So looks like that's what happened in Tesla. We need to prove it today. Bulls need to prove it. This is put up or shut up time for bulls. And we're gapping up here. Six flags, sure. I think the more important question, more important question that overarches can Bostic hype last is, what do the charts tell us? Because that's the most important thing, not these dovish comments. What Bostic said was what he said the prior day. It wasn't a new narrative. We were looking for a weekly higher low. We talked about Apple yesterday, 4-hour oversold, looking for a weekly higher low. We know what the more likely scenario is. Bostic was just the icing on that bull cake for the weekly higher low. So daily on 6, we got a higher high. On earnings, plenty of room for daily higher low now. We bounced perfectly off that daily 50 MA. $29 was the high of the earnings reaction. We're up there testing it right now. Bulls were unable to get over it yesterday. And then your next resistance, $29.47. It's kind of like bulls flopped on a big opportunity yesterday. This was the earnings reaction, and we retraced a lot of it, and then we're unable to get over the $29 despite the big bull reaction midday yesterday. And let's call it a reaction to Bostic's comments, but more importantly, QQQ had a 5-minute EQ right here. You see it? We had a 5-minute EQ. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, tightening range, Bostic's comments right here. Well, we broke bull from QQQ. Apple, 5-minute EQ. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, broke bull. So Apple and QQQ, the two most important charts to the market, broke bull on the 5-minute. So I don't want to get into whether Bostic's comments can last or not. More importantly, what does the chart tell us? And I'll tell you what it's screaming in just a minute. Okay, let me go back up. Hey, Gregory. I don't know. Hey, Francisco. Hola, Kevin. I will be saying hola a lot this weekend. I'm heading to Mexico tomorrow. I will be out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and charting guide Jason will be covering the pregame show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll be back in action Thursday. Oh, yep, totally fancy. Okay, SO. I am the opposite of fancy, and actually with the accent like this, I don't know that I can be called fancy. SO daily, it's in a downtrend, looking for a long, okay. Monthly, we're looking for a higher low compared to 60.71. We have this tightening range, higher high, lower low, lower high. We're looking for a higher low right here on this monthly 50 MA compared to 60.71. So it may be closer than you think. So maybe a pullback buy and stop out of 61.73 is lost. Then that tells you bulls are not ready to make a statement yet. But I would say you're getting really close to a long. AUD. USD. Yep, ISM numbers are out at 10 a.m. I can't type, and that's okay. Mistakes are made. Looks like a potential daily bear flag. You could probably tighten that up on the 2-day. Yeah, look at that potential bear flag. Daily, we broke over the prior day's inside bar high, 67660. And it acted more like a double top. 8 EMA, it's rejecting from overhead. 4 hour, it's trying to make some headway. I would say this is a top fish area. If you don't have a position, I'd be looking short. If you have a long from a pullback buy, then I would just keep moving my stops up. Yeah, I'm not gonna have that happen. I'm going to Cabo. We go every year. It's my favorite place because it's easy to get to. So I will, if you're in Cabo, you can most likely find me at the office. You too, ER. Y'all ready to get started? Oh, that's funny. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at Charkow Lori, that would be great. You can check us out at chartguys.com. And what we do at Chart Guys is we teach technical analysis. We teach you the type of edge and system things that I talk about is what we teach in TCG. I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day here every morning. I have this handy dandy table to help me communicate with you what I'm looking at. And I have a lot of indecisive here where I did not check off bulls or bears. And I can tell you why as we go through these charts. But overall, bulls have shorter term control and emphasis on shorter term control rather than long-term control. On the weekly, we're looking for that weekly higher low to be set. How can we feel confident that the weekly higher low is set? We got to get trend changes. And the 4 hour, there is no higher low here. There is no higher low yet. We have not confirmed a trend change on the 4-hour yet. And I also have notes on another screen. If I need them, I'll pull them over, but I copy and paste those notes for TCG members when I am done. If you watched the market review video last night that I did to cover for Dan, we had this potential inverse head and shoulders, and I was doing the video right here on this candle. And I said, watch out for a shallow pullback and potential inverse head and shoulders, because we had the ideal setup for that. And that was the more likely scenario. And that's what happened. We have been unable to clear 4,003 and 4,003.75 cents, 4,003.75. How about that? I've learned that. Don't say the hundreds and thousands and the periods and it's hard to kind of rattle off. So we need to get over 4,003.75, and I can make a simple statement today. I'm looking to top fish below 4,000 area. And I'm saying area because, of course, I know I can look at that up to 4,005. And then I'm looking for pullback buys at hourly supports, or as it approaches hourly supports. That's overall my theme for the day, if that makes sense. Okay, let me clear this up. And y'all know I'm over here making myself laugh every morning. I guess I'm the funniest person I know. Not really. Here, the daily 50 MA is overhead. It is immediately overhead. And let me show you what I think, or how much importance I place on that. The 50 MA. Look what happened. Look at the carnage that happened overnight on Bitcoin. Yes, it was news related. However, technicals mean more to me than news. Look at that weekly 50 MA, how it rejected price. Do you see that? I am bearish as long as we are below key moving averages. Now let's go back to ES. Now the question is Bitcoin a canary for ES? I think when there's news related, it can get disjointed a little bit, so I don't put as much weight on it. But we have the daily 50 MA overhead, and we bounced off the daily 200 MA yesterday. Do you remember we went over that yesterday? Look at that lower wick of bulls feverishly buying that dip below the 200 MA to save it. Well, now we have the 50 MA overhead. And this morning I was making myself laugh. The 8 and 21 EMA are overhead on NASDAQ. And I was thinking the 8 and the 21 EMA, they're Medea in that play. I love Medea.
You don't see her? You see me? Before I get dressed, I'm gonna take it a step.
Okay. I have sound in the background. Sorry about that. And I've lost my arrow. There it is. But I was saying, she don't see us. You see me. I see you on the 8 and 21 EMA. Do you see that 8 EMA right over price? Look at ES. The 50 EMA and 8 EMA right over price. And I put in chat this morning, ES hourly approaching overbought in a daily downtrend with 50 EMA directly overhead. Bulls were showing no signs of slowing at the moment. That was at 4:30 a.m. Let's look here. I posted that right here. Right here. So hourly was approaching overbought right there. And we're in a daily downtrend. Hourly overbought in a daily downtrend with daily 50 MA overhead. I'm looking bearish to start this morning. We don't have a 4-hour confirmed uptrend, so the weekly higher low is not confirmed yet, because we have plenty of room for that weekly higher low. And odds favor it with the size of this bounce that it is set, because we have plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low. But we'll see how this ISM data impacts us. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's a 3-star event, meaning high volatility expected. So I would set my alarm for 9:55 a.m. Eastern, so you don't get surprised with any type of bearish or bullish reaction to that data. Okay. SPY, are we gapping up? Yep, now we're gapping up. So what I would do, shoot, I'm going to show you my notes. I'm all over the place this morning, but that's okay. Your question that you're asking yourself is price over the high of yesterday? If so, it's more bullish than bearish as we shift to gap scenarios. So the high on the daily chart yesterday on our bullish engulfing candle on SPY, which needs to be confirmed tomorrow in order to be a bullish reversal candle, that high is at 39869. We're over that right now. So then gap scenarios are in play. So what it tells us is you mark your gaps and then you ask the question, do those gaps get filled in the first 30 minutes or so? If not, bulls are super strong. If the gap gets filled and price enters the prior range, bears are in play. So in the first 30 minutes, do we fill that gap and just linger in that area and then go up? That's neutral to bullish. Do we come back and we're unable to fill that gap and then we take off, we gap and go? That's the most bullish scenario. Third scenario, do we fill the gap and then have a little dribble and then enter yesterday's range? That is the more bearish scenario. So the first 30 minutes, we're going to learn so much. We're going to get a lot of information from the market. It will tell us a lot. And then we have that data at 10 a.m. Then I think we'll be able to at least form a more reliable scenario for the day. All right. Put my notes back over here. And let's look at NASDAQ. The daily 8 EMA is overhead, like I stated. 4-hour, no trend change yet. No trend change. 124175. I think that I'm going to put an alert here. 12140. I want to know when we approach that 12140. Same thing on ES. I want to know if we approach that. Well, we're almost there, so I don't have to mark that one off. So on NASDAQ, I think I am short-minded up here against 121475. And then on a pullback, I become more bullish. So this is what the ideal day would look like. We top fish this morning. We get a bear trade. We pull back. And then we look for an hourly higher low pullback buy. That would be the best case scenario for me as to how I'm looking for the day to develop. And that's just a thesis. I don't trade specifically based on this is what I know is going to happen. I say, okay, this is what I think is going to happen. Then I look for trend changes on smaller time frames to confirm my thesis. And then I enter and put my stop above, in this case, looking for that short. Good morning, Jorge. RTY is over this 1911. It's a little bit more bullish than the others. Daily EMAs are overhead, and I forgot to note the daily 50 RSI can act as resistance. Look at it on ES, NASDAQ, and RTY. On a pullback, bulls will be looking for a higher low compared to 1898. Thanks, Casey. All right, YM, hourly is overbought in a daily downtrend. Hourly is overbought in a daily downtrend. Do you just pull the trigger and say, I'm going to short this crap right here, right now? No, you don't just blindly short. You wait for price to pause. Price is not pausing yet. We did get a 5-minute trend change to the downside here, but bulls started buying that dip again. So again, I'm going to wait for the market to open and see what additional data I can get to then further form my thesis. VIX is weak, which VIX has been disjointed from the market for a while. US 10 years pulling back pretty hard. Bonds were finally having a good morning. TLT may be a buy on a pullback here. Actually, yeah. We broke that low, but not convincingly. 12 cents by 47 cents. Tilt may be in play on a pullback. Yeah, I like that idea. Hang Seng was up 0.68%. DAX is up 0.92%. So we have green overseas. We have potential 4-hour bear flags on Bitcoin. It gets no more classic bear flag than that. That's it. That's what you look up in the, okay, let's look it up in the pattern handbook. That's what you see. Classic pattern. Ethereum, classic pattern. We just had double 4-hour inside bars break bear. It is bearish. And again, I will not lose sight of what's overhead on Bitcoin. That 50 MA and that 200 MA. So reverse back burner is engaged for Bitcoin. Actually, that could be a great Queen of the Mountain. Why do I always forget? It's BITI is the short. BITI is the short ETF. So if you don't have access to trade crypto itself, you could look to go long BITI as a proxy to shorting Bitcoin. I think reverse back burners are on the table today for 5 minute. That's a Queen of the Mountain trade. Have we gotten a 5-minute overbought? Yep, we did. So now let's wait for 15-minute overbought. We haven't had that. Tell me if RSI gets to, I'm going to say 68, right before overbought. AI is one of the Queen of the Mountain trades today, so you'll get your wish. All right, gold. I've been bullish gold now for a while, looking for that weekly higher low because our daily got oversold as we were scouting a weekly higher low. Those are really good high conviction setups for me. And I plan on doing a webinar in April, how to choose your edge or system. And I'm going to write this one down. Gold weekly. So March, let's say March 1st. Weekly higher low, scouting a weekly higher low. And typically you look for that 4-hour oversold, but gold bulls couldn't get anything going on the 4 hours. Then you look at it on the daily, and that is a high conviction setup for me to look for that long. Now, we could have a potential 2-day bear flag in play. So if you don't have a long already on gold, you just wait for a pullback buy, knowing that that daily lower high is the more likely scenario. Okay. Hey, Jim. Hey, Gideon. I'm going to look at AI. I am going to look at AI. Okay. Oil. I don't like oil. Daily 50 MA overhead. We're inside yesterday's range. We have the Baker Hughes rig count today. We're testing the hourly 50 MA. I am short oil from about this. Let me look before I just make it up. From 77.95, so $77.95. So not too far where price is right now. I think a bounce is for shorting on oil. Nat gas getting its bull move on. Unable to get over 2863. This could be a top fish approaching, high risk. You're going to want to see bulls lose their steam on the 5 minute before you just jump in a top fish. But nat gas, let me set my alert. If it loses 2829, that would be a 5-minute downtrend, and that could be a good area to short using 2865 or right above that as a stop. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Insane Monkey. I don't know which ticker you're talking about. All right, so on Apple. Apple was over yesterday's high. Yep, it's well over yesterday's high. So I go mark the high of yesterday, 14671. Then I watch the open. Are bears able to fill that gap? Okay, if so, and we bounce, that's still neutral to bullish. Are bears able to fill the gap and then enter yesterday's range? That's bearish. Do bears try to fill the gap? They're unable to, and then they take off. That's a gap and go scenario. You can buy the first pullback to VWAP and put your stop under a candle close below VWAP. So that's what we're looking at. We have a gap up on Apple. Okay, the market is through that 400,375. They're definitely showing more bullish tendencies right now. So I back off my short idea until these bulls calm the freak down. Amazon. Your daily high yesterday, 92.23. Same scenario. How quickly do we fill that gap, if at all? Tells me a lot. Insane for Bitcoin. I would look for bearish trades. Man, it's already dropping at 15-minute overbought. You watch me do that RSI alert. So we have a potential 4-hour bear flag. So with this type of momentum to the downside, bounces are for shorting until the bulls prove something. And they haven't proven anything yet. I think I talked to you about this potential daily head and shoulders I was watching. Well, that right shoulder didn't get very developed and down she went. All right, NVIDIA, same process, bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Mark off that high from yesterday. And we are right at the high, so we're not gapping up. So then you separate. You separate and you say, okay, y'all know what I'm going to do. What names are gapping up and above yesterday's high and which ones aren't? And if they aren't, that's more bearish. NVDA. We are not above yesterday's high. Apple's $1 above yesterday's high. And that's how you separate the bulls from the bears. Comprende? Comprendo? How do you say that? Comprende? All right. Tesla. Oh, no problem, Insane Monkey. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I know all of you have a lot of things on your plate, managing families, life, animals, jobs. I get it. Potential 4-hour bear flag on Tesla. Tesla has a whole lot more work to do than these other names due to the size of this pullback. 15-minute got overbought in after hours. That doesn't mean as much to me as regular trading hours. So I'm going to be watching for first 15-minute overbought on Tesla. That may be a good short opportunity. No habla. Same. AI. I just know how to ask where the El Baños is and muy frío cerveza. Market's still going. AI is popping up on news. The CEO said some positive comments yesterday. And by the way, let me know if I'm too close to the microphone. I reconfigured things again. I'm always trying to improve the sound quality. So let me know if it's too close and if it sounds like that ASMR stuff. Okay, so AI is popping up on an upgrade and the CEO's positive comments. So if you look at 5-minute, well, that 15-minute. No, I didn't set my alert. I thought I did. I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold on AI, a pullback buy essentially. And this is a pretty big gap on a pullback. So this is how you trade it. And so a few of you, this is your first time, so let me draw it for you. I haven't drawn this in a while. And if you don't know what a stair step is, there's nat gas breaking down. If you don't know what a stair step is, look on our YouTube channel. Dan did a video on the stair step pattern. Basically, you're looking for a pullback buy on these really strong names. And then the first time you get a candle close above the high of that prior candle, you enter long. So your entry would be right here on the break of that candle high, and your stop would be underneath that candle. Does that make sense? That's your trade on AI. First 5-minute oversold. I don't know if you're going to get that opportunity today, if it's going to pull back that much. So that's how you trade AI, is wait for a stair step or just the break of the high of low bar. So high of low bar. So here's a bar, and you could have 2 or 3 candles in succession. Doesn't have to be a classic stair step. You're just waiting for a break of the high of the low bar, the preceding candle, enter long and put your stop below. No comprendo? Okay, got it. Okay, coin. I like coin short. I am short coin. I'm short coin and oil this morning. Those are my 2 trades. So coin is my Queen of the Mountain trade idea. Ugh, these errant lines. Coin was a great Queen of the Mountain short yesterday, and it's going to be a Queen of the Mountain short again. And what I'm playing off is, yes, we have market strength, but what I'm playing off is Bitcoin weakness. So Bitcoin weakness, Riot had bad news, MARA's had bad news, SI has had bad news, Riot had bad news after hours yesterday, by the way. So it could be a potential top fish setup. There could be meat left on that bone too. Here, that's my other Queen of the Mountain trade. They have to restate their 2022 financials. So I like coin short, playing off of this bad news wave and also Bitcoin weakness. Coin and Riot I like short, and Snow I like short. So Snow, I'm waiting for a 15-minute overbought conditions to potentially short. They bombed earnings, and so they took a nosedive yesterday and they bounced with the market toward the end of the day. So I'm looking for a top fish setup on Snow. And that's if the market has some weakness for all of these shorts. Overall, you don't want to be in too many shorts if the market's screaming higher. But names like Coin and Riot can do their own thing. Essentially, they're not closely tied to that ETF. All right. Those are all my Queen of the Mountain trades. Let me go back up. It's 6:54. I'm going to wrap it up. XOM for Adam. I see the question, how would I trade Bitcoin today? I would short pops. Stay with the trend. Stay with the trend, in my opinion. And when I say short pops, I don't mean just carte blanche. I'm just going to do it regardless. No back. Carte blanche. Is that a right word? Is that even a word? I don't know. I will wait for proper signal. So I'm looking for overbought conditions. I'm looking for bear volume to start creeping in. I want people with me on the trade. XOM is still just gliding below that daily 50 EMA, an 8 EMA. Looks like a rising wedge, actually. I like a top fish of 111.70 or 111.86. And that's with me knowing in the back of my head that I'm bearish oil. Carte blanche, is that right? Okay. Okay. Overbought conditions is 70 RSI. So you see this right here, Insane Monkey, that's 63 right here on the hourly. So MSOS would be overbought on the hourly when it reaches 70 RSI. So it's not overbought right now. RSI is in a pretty tight range on the daily. I have some alerts set here. Well, one alert at $7, and I need to go set that other alert at 7:36 that Dan's been talking about. Nope. Okay, so we're at the daily 50 MA overhead. I like hourly overbought on this one. For a potential top fish setup against 691 or 695. Yeah, the volume was kind of meager yesterday, a little bit better the prior day, really low on this day. So we do have some bull volume picking up. There is some interest coming in. I like a pullback buy, let's say to 660 area, and then I like a top fish against $7. I think anything in the middle is just diddling in the middle. Does that change coin short? No, if they acquire someone, that means they're spending money, and that's usually bearish for the acquiring company. So I have my stop here above 61.56, and I'll stop out if I'm wrong. So yeah, it could impact it. But typically the acquiring company, it's viewed more bearish because they're spending money. Okay. Where did my chat go? I lost it. All right, there's NASDAQ crossing that 12140. All right. Yep, things are more bullish than bearish right now, so I'm going to put a pause on my bearish thoughts until bears actually confirm something. Otherwise, conservative bulls are just looking for pullback buys. That's the more conservative trade today, is to look for pullback buys. All right, that's it for me. I will see y'all next Thursday when I'm back. And TCGers, I'll see you at noon Eastern where I go live for the midday show. All right, y'all use stop losses.